Welcome, my friends of Japanese art prints. My name is Dieter Shimura, and I'm the owner of a little family company located in southern Germany. And we've sold art prints, mostly Japanese prints, in weekly online auctions since 2001. In today's video, I want to present you a rather rare print by a bijin-ga artist with the name of Tatsumi Shimura. Well, it's this wonderful design here in the background. We have it in the current auction, and the title is Kimono Screen. But before I'm going to tell you a little bit more about this print and a little bit about the artist, we first want to show you a short slideshow of typical woodblock prints by Tatsumi Shimura as a kind of icebreaker. Tatsumi Shimura was born in 1907, and he made a living as an illustrator for newspapers and magazines. A very special kind of magazines, women's fashion magazines, and especially one. In Japanese it was called Fujokai, Women's World. But apart from, well, his employment as an illustrator, he also continued as a painter. And he specialized in something that the Japanese call bijin-ga or bijin-e. Ga is the Japanese word for image, e is roughly the same, and bijin is the Japanese word for a beautiful person, especially a beautiful woman. Well, he specialized in painting these, but he made also prints. And a print he contributed to a famous series in 1932. That was not a bijin-ga, that was a landscape print. It was a famous series from the 20th century. Experts for Japanese prints, experienced collectors know this series. The title of this series is 100 Views of Great Tokyo from 1932. After the war, Tatsumi Shimura continued with bijin prints. And best known is a series of 5 prints. Translated in English, the name of the series is 5 Figures of Modern Beauties. I'm not capable of Japanese, but nevertheless I want to mention this title now in challenge Japanese, Gendai, Bavarian style by Japanese, Gendai Bijin Futsoku Gotai. The series was published by Kato Yunso, not so important if you're a beginner. And there's one thing that is characteristic for all his paintings and prints of beautiful women. His women look very fashionable, very trendy, very beautiful, very cute, with big eyelashes and a sensual lipstick mouth. Of course, well, that is his past as an illustrator for a woman fashion magazine. A few tips for collectors. His prints are rather rare in the market and therefore not quite cheap, including this one. Let me try to explain this print a little bit. Okay, the scene it shows and the strange Japanese characters. The title, I already mentioned it, Kimono Screen, or Kosode Mako in Japanese, and it shows a cherry blossom viewing party in springtime. I repeat that, cherry blossom viewing party in springtime. This is something we Westerners do not know, but it's something very typical for Japanese people. In springtime, there are only 5 or 10 days of cherry blossom. Yeah, and then all Japanese become crazy. They want to have a picnic with their friends under a cherry tree. And now there's a little bit of a problem. I don't know how many Japanese people exist on this little island. I think roughly 100 million. Or let's take Tokyo, larger metropolitan area, I think 15 million. But are there 50 million cherry trees in Tokyo? Probably not. So what they do, a group of friends makes an appointment for a picnic party, and then 1 or 2 guys already get up in the night and occupy a cherry tree somewhere in a park. Yeah? And then come the friends, and then they make picnics. And to have some privacy, look at that image. Yeah, they tie ropes around the tree, around the trees, and hang kimonos on these ropes, and like this they create a kind of divide so that they have a little bit of their private area, just like in a very small garden with your hedges. It's something similar, and you see this here very well on this image, the ropes, the kimonos, and therefore also the title. Technically speaking, this is a woodblock print, of course. Publisher was Yuyudo, and it was printed, we do not know precisely in which year. It's not mentioned. In most Japanese prints, it's not mentioned when they were actually printed, but our guess is so between 1960 and 1980, and it's a limited edition. You can recognize that here, limited edition of 300, and this is the copy number 149. You have it here in the right bottom corner, and this is the carved signature of Tatsumi Shimura, and this is the carved red seal of Tatsumi Shimura. Here on the left bottom margin, you have a few more Japanese characters. And these Japanese characters, I hope you can recognize it a little bit, or maybe even well, from this TV screen. Well, that is the name of the carver and the printer. And here we have another seal, this red square seal. We could not really read it, yeah, but you find it on many Tatsumi Shimura prints, especially on the early ones. So it's a rather good indicator if you have that red seal on a Tatsumi Shimura print. I also want to point out now the high technical quality of this print. Well, imagine this is produced by carving lines into several wooden blocks, yeah, to get a feeling and to assess how high the quality of a print is. My advice, always look at the hair and look at the fingers, look at the eyes, yeah. And there you see very fine lines produced by carving fine lines into wooden blocks. Also the hands, yeah, very intricate, and even the eyebrows. It's crazy. The eyelashes, yeah, extremely high technical level. Well, so much for today. An excellent print offered in our current auction. Already has a bunch of counterbids, so quite a few of our clients have very good knowledge and know that this is a very rare and excellent print. We'll be pleased to see you in our auctions, but I'm also pleased to see you for our next video. And until then, my friends, take care of yourself. Goodbye.